Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can add users to your Flow account. To add a new user, I first need to click on the users icon here on the left-hand side of my Flow account. And this is going to bring me to a list of all of the users on my Flow account and give me options for adding a new user. I will point out that although Flow is connected to your Snow website, the user accounts are separate. So even if your staff already has user accounts created on your website, you will need to set up separate user accounts for them to access Flow. To create a new user account, I'm going to click on the green Create User button at the top. And from there, I'm prompted to enter some information for my new user, starting with a name, first and last, and email. This is where their login credentials will be sent. They will receive directions for how to access Flow to this email. From there, I'm prompted to add a title to the user, and this can be whatever you want it to be, staff writer, sports editor, editor-in-chief, etc. And then lastly, I am prompted to select a role for my user. These are similar to your Snow website in that the user role you select here is going to determine what that user can do and what they can access on the Flow account. So you have three different options for user roles in Flow. A majority of your staff are probably going to be the staff role. They are going to have permission to create and work on stories, and that's about it. The editor user role in Flow is going to have a little bit more permission to do some of the more managerial tasks. So things like changing the story status or updating deadlines, assigning things to users on Flow, adjusting checklists, adding workflows, etc. The editor user role can also send completed stories from Flow to your Snow website as a draft. So again, editors have a little bit more permissions for things that they can do in Flow. And then lastly is the administrator user role, which is going to be one that we recommend limiting to only the advisor on Flow, as this user role has access to all of the customizations and settings in Flow, including grading. So again, on Flow, we would typically recommend that only the advisor have that administrator user role, and the other staff, you should try and limit to staff or editor users. Once you create your new user, they are going to receive an email with instructions for how to log in. They will also then show up on this list of your users. If I click on a user in this list, it is going to open up all of their information. So starting on the left over here, I can see their name, their title, their user role. I can set a new password for them if I need to. I can view a log of their work on Flow, etc. I can also see here their different notification preferences on Flow if I need to make any adjustments to those. I can assign them as a key editor to any assignment types or story tag groups here as needed. I can also add them to any custom groupings I have created here. And we have additional videos on how to adjust those and how to set key editors. So if you have any questions about that, be sure to check those videos out. Lastly, as I am viewing an individual user, in this last column, I can see which permissions they have. And these permissions are going to be toggled on or off by default, depending on the user role you've selected. So I can see here that Jane Writer has that staff user role. And so the only permission they have is to create stories. But if you wanted to, you can come in here and toggle these on or off and really customize the permissions on a user by user basis. Going back to the user screen, a few other things just to mention here. If you would like to bulk upload users to Flow, there is an option to do that using the Upload CSV file button here at the top. If you click on that button, this dialog window will open up and it will tell you exactly what to label your headers in that spreadsheet or that CSV file. And I would just say be sure to follow those labels carefully. The headers are case sensitive and the CSV file upload will not work if any of your headers do not match. But again, you do have that option there if you'd prefer to bulk upload your users to do that via a CSV file. Lastly, if you have any users who have already had a user account on a previous instance of Flow, you need to add them again, you can import previous users. When I click on that button, I can see all of my previous users and I can import their user account into my current instance of Flow. So for example, let's say you had someone who was on staff a few years ago. Since they were on staff, you've reset your Flow account, you've created a new instance, but now they're on staff again this year. Since they've already had an account created in a previous instance of your Flow account, you will need to import them as a previous user. And we do have a separate video where we talk about resetting your Flow account and creating that new instance. So if you need any assistance with that, be sure to watch that video. So that is everything with adding users to your Flow account. If you have any issues with adding users, or if you have any other questions about Flow, please feel free to reach out to us at support@snowsites.com. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.